Now, are Sweden's ace of base the ABBA of the 90s? Well, currently they're one of that country's hottest exports, and the man behind their sound is producer Denniz. But just what is the sound of Sweden? We spoke to some of the current crop of Swedish acts to find out.
They burst on the scene by winning the Eurovision Song Contest in 1974. ABBA put Sweden very firmly on the international music map.
It's hard for me to sort of to relate to that because I never even liked ABBA.
Although not everybody was happy with the image of Sweden which ABBA portrayed, for years they dominated the music export market. But these days, when you think of that country, you're just as likely to come up with chart toppers Ace of Base, the jazz rap of Stack a Bow, or the soul influence to Tio. Considering its location and strong Scandinavian identity, the range of Swedish sounds has come as something of a surprise to punters in mainland Europe. But there are some very good reasons why the Swedes have become so internationalized. Relatively speaking, Sweden enjoys a healthy economy and a good standard of living.
We have the most computers per person in the world. I think we drink the most coffee per person in the world.
The standard of education is high, with most young Swedes emerging from their school years fluent in English. And it's a media society, consuming vast amounts of imported television programming.
We don't dub television, movies on the television. Most countries do, like Germany, Italy, France. But we've been listening to American English since we were kids.
And that creates a natural feel for how it's supposed to sound, I suppose.
The truth, don't you dare lie to me. I've seen it all before, the way you disagree.
I've got 5 fingers on this hand, and that's enough to count the Swedish bands that I think are interesting. But I mean, that depends on what kind of music you like.
I thought that it could be a take-up, like become sort of big in Scandinavia, but I didn't expect us to be this big export success from Sweden.
People saying it's a manufactured sound, and of course it is. So, who cares?
In Britain, everything happens very fast. It's new trends, new sounds. So we look very much at Britain.
There isn't a certain Swedish sound, no.
I hope we will have some sort of shift in the direction, a bit away from the very Euro-poppy sort of stuff, because there are a lot of good Swedish bands. But hopefully we added some new flavor to music in Sweden.
So, the consensus in the country's music industry is that variety is a spice of life, and there's no easily defined sound of Sweden. For metal rappers Clawfinger, they could just as easily have come from LA.
You've got a point there, yeah.